Welcome to our channel where we uncover the fascinating stories behind some of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the world, and today we dive deep into one of the most intriguing mysteries of modern numismatics, the 1993 D1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that has taken the collector world by storm due to a rumored face value of an astonishing $129 million. A valuation so extraordinary it begs the question, what could possibly make such a common piece of currency skyrocket in value to become one of the most expensive coins in American history? The answer lies buried under layers of historical context, striking errors, minting anomalies, and the incredible quirks of the coin market where rarity, story, and condition converge to create unmatched worth. And in this detailed journey, we will explore all the contributing factors that have led to the speculation, excitement, and jaw-dropping valuation behind this 1993 D Lincoln cent minted in Denver. A coin that now commands both fear and fascination in the hearts of collectors and historians alike. First, we need to understand the context in which the 1993 D cent was minted, a period marked by technological transitions in the U.S. mint's practices, evolving materials, and increasing demand for cost-cutting techniques that sometimes led to unintended consequences in the coin production process. The Denver Mint, long known for its high-volume output, had already been facing challenges balancing speed with precision, and in 1993, certain batches of the 1-cent coin left the mint floor with errors so subtle yet significant that only keen-eyed experts and numismatists recognized their importance. The most talked about of these errors includes a dramatic double-die obverse, where Lincoln's profile appears slightly doubled, creating a ghost-like second image especially visible around the date, the word liberty, and the phrase, "In God We Trust." This error, while not entirely unprecedented, was executed in such a sharp and consistent manner on a small handful of coins that it elevated the 1993 D specimens into the rarest class of die doubling known to experts, particularly because it came from a time when minting technology was supposedly advanced enough to prevent such mistakes, adding both irony and intrigue to the coin's legacy. Then comes the tale of the off-center strikes. Some 1993 D cents were struck so far off-center that Lincoln's image is only partially visible, an effect that results from misalignment of the planchet as it enters the striking chamber, and these off-center coins, especially those that still show the full date and mint mark, are considered treasures among error coin collectors, combining rarity with extreme visual oddity that grabs attention at first glance. Add to this the appearance of broad-struck examples, where the coin was struck without the collar die, resulting in a wider, flatter appearance with distorted edges that make them unique within any collection. But it doesn't stop there. Some 1993 D cents were found with clipped planchets, errors caused when the blanking machine fails to properly space each cut from the metal strip, resulting in coins with crescent-like bites taken out of them, and in extremely rare cases, multiple clips appear on the same coin, raising their appeal and value exponentially. Perhaps the most mysterious error reported in 1993 D cents is the so-called transitional composition error, where a few coins were allegedly struck on planchets made of a different metal composition than standard. Copper-plated zinc was the norm after 1982, but rumors persist that a few 1993 D cents were mistakenly struck on pre-1982 bronze planchets or even foreign metal stock due to leftover blanks or mishandled inventory at the Denver Mint, and while the U.S. Mint has never confirmed such anomalies officially, several authenticated specimens have surfaced with weight and density tests supporting the claims, sparking debate and driving the price of verified examples through the roof. The condition of surviving error coins plays a huge role as well. Most pennies from everyday circulation suffer from wear, discoloration, or corrosion due to their high exposure and low perceived value, but the few pristine, uncirculated 1993 D era coins discovered in original mint sets or private hoards have retained their original luster and sharp detail, and in the world of numismatics, condition is king, with high-grade examples in MS67 or above fetching 5 or 6 figures at private auctions or exclusive shows. Then there's the mystique factor. The sheer aura surrounding a coin rumored to be worth $129 million has elevated it to mythical status, and like all legends, its power lies not only in physical facts but in the narrative that collectors and media weave around it, leading to a frenzy of speculation, social media virality, and even counterfeit attempts by unscrupulous parties hoping to cash in on the hype. And ironically, this too has increased the value of genuine examples as authentication becomes more difficult and expert verification more essential. The coin's value is also driven by scarcity. While billions of pennies were minted in 1993, the number of confirmed high-grade error specimens from the Denver Mint with dramatic features is vanishingly small, and the economic principle of supply and demand comes into full effect here, with elite collectors willing to pay astronomical sums to own a piece that no one else in the world can claim. This has led to bidding wars, hush-hush private sales, and media coverage that only fuels further interest and speculation, a self-reinforcing cycle that turns a 1-cent coin into a cultural phenomenon. In some reported cases, 1993 AD errors have shown striking anomalies like brocages, coins stuck in the die that impress their mirror image onto the next planchette, creating a ghostly, backwards portrait on one side, and such brocage errors are not only visually stunning but exceedingly rare, particularly in the modern minting era. Other accounts describe die cracks, cuds, and misaligned dies, minute but impactful errors that create visual disruptions on the coin's surface, and for seasoned collectors, these small deviations from the norm are like fingerprints of authenticity, telling the story of minting under stress, of machinery pushed to its limits, of a system that despite its precision, still sometimes yields imperfection in metal form. The appeal of the 1993 AD cent is further magnified by its connection to the broader story of American coinage. This was a year before the major shifts in coin design and anti-counterfeiting measures that came in the late 1990s and early 2000s, making the 1993 coins among the last of a more traditional, analog minting era. As a result, these coins serve not just as errors but as relics of a time before advanced digital controls took over the minting process, imbuing them with historical as well as monetary value. Add to this the human factor, the tales of individuals who unknowingly kept these coins in jars, drawers, or piggy banks for decades, only to later discover their potential worth, turning average citizens into instant millionaires, and you have the kind of human interest story that fuels the coin's legend even more. Rumors have swirled about specific examples of the 1993 AD cent selling for tens of millions in private collector circles, with one known case of a coin exhibiting a near-perfect double die and struck on a bronze planchette reportedly sold through a private broker for close to $47 million, and though such figures are difficult to verify due to the discreet nature of high-end coin transactions, they persist in online forums, auction rumors, and collector circles, adding to the coin's mystique. Furthermore, professional grading services like PCGS and NGC have certified only a handful of 1993 AD cents with high-value error designations, making those slabs a treasure map of sorts for serious investors and coin hunters. The market dynamics also play a key role here. As more people become aware of the coin's value, more specimens are submitted for certification, but paradoxically, this often leads to fewer authentic major errors being found, because most of the coins entering the pipeline are ordinary, reinforcing the rarity and boosting the market price of the known anomalies. Even replicas and educational copies have become valuable as interest in the 1993 AD era cent explodes, and mints producing commemorative issues based on the 1993 design have seen unprecedented demand, further cementing the year's iconic status. The possibility that a coin with such a low face value can hold such massive real-world value serves as a wake-up call to millions of casual collectors and the general public alike. Never underestimate the hidden value of pocket change, for within those small coins may lie treasures that rival the worth of luxury homes or rare works of art. As attention continues to grow and more stories emerge, the legend of the 1993 AD 1-cent coin only deepens, making it a symbol not just of rarity and error but of hope and curiosity. The idea that something overlooked and dismissed can suddenly become the centerpiece of global attention and tremendous wealth. So next time you come across a 1993 penny bearing the D mint mark, take a moment to examine it closely under a magnifier, check for signs of doubling, off-centering, planchette errors, or unusual weight, because it just might be one of those once-in-a-generation finds that changes your life forever. The fascination with coins like the 1993 AD is not only a testament to the strange beauty of numismatic error but also a tribute to human curiosity and the endless potential for value hidden in plain sight, a fact that continues to drive collectors, investors, and dreamers alike into the passionate pursuit of that elusive piece of copper-coated history. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Next! Today we have a stunning revelation that has left even the most seasoned coin collectors in awe. The story of the 1999 1-cent coin from the United States, a coin that on the surface appears to be just another humble penny, yet has been rumored and speculated in the numismatic world to have fetched an astronomical value of $104 million, not because of the metal it's made from or any myth surrounding it, but purely because of the jaw-dropping errors and minting mistakes that occurred during its creation, combined with its extreme rarity, historical minting context, and collector demand, which turned it into one of the most valuable pieces of copper-coated zinc in the modern era. And if you've ever doubted that a penny could be worth millions, get ready for a wild ride through the complex world of minting anomalies, die varieties, misalignments, and government mishaps that all converge to give birth to a coin so rare and full of oddities that it has become a legend among collectors, auctioneers, and investors alike, starting with the minting conditions of 1999, a year on the cusp of the new millennium, filled with anticipation, technological transitions, and a U.S. mint operating under intense demand and production pressure, which led to numerous instances where quality control faltered and mistakes slipped through, allowing a few defective but legally released coins to enter circulation, and among them, the 1999 penny stood out, not just for one type of error but for a cascade of them, starting with double die obverses where Lincoln's features appear ghosted or doubled, especially noticeable in the word liberty and the motto "In God We Trust," giving the coin an eerie three-dimensional shimmer that can only occur when the die shifts during the minting process and strikes the blank planchette more than once at slightly different angles, a phenomenon that is already rare but in the case of the 1999 cent, has been observed alongside repunched mint marks where the D or spete is struck more than once, sometimes overlapping, creating a shadowy effect around the mint mark, signaling a secondary striking that adds both intrigue and scarcity. But that's just the beginning, because some of these pennies also exhibit what numismatists call broad strikes or off-center strikes, where the planchette was not seated correctly in the collar die during minting, leading to coins that are elongated or have portions of the design missing, which is a rare but visually dramatic error, and in some verified cases, these off-center strikes on the 1999 penny reached a staggering 20 to 30% misalignment, which is visually striking and very collectible. But in rarer cases, we also see clash marks where the dies struck each other without a planchette in between, leaving behind ghostly imprints of the opposing design elements, adding a mysterious layer to the coin's surface. And as if that weren't enough, a handful of these cents were also struck on foreign planchets intended for other denominations or even for other countries, a major mistake that can occur when the wrong blank is fed into the press, and that resulted in some 1999 cents being minted on planchets made of steel, aluminum, or other exotic compositions that do not belong to the Lincoln cent series, instantly raising their value not just among error collectors but also metallurgical enthusiasts who relish the anomaly of a penny ringing like a dime or sticking to a magnet when it absolutely shouldn't. And these planchette errors are often confirmed by advanced spectrographic analysis or weight comparison, since a genuine 1999 penny should weigh 2.5 grams if made properly from copper-plated zinc, but the error coins might weigh as little as 1.8 grams or as much as 3.1 grams depending on the foreign blank used. And it doesn't stop there, because some of these 1999 cents exhibit mule errors which occur when the obverse of one denomination is paired with the reverse of another, which is supposed to be impossible under normal conditions but has been known to occur under high-volume production stress. And while no official mules for the 1999 cent have been acknowledged by the mint, persistent rumors and a handful of blurry photos suggest at least one specimen with a Roosevelt dime reverse mated with a Lincoln obverse may exist. And even the thought of such a coin sends waves of excitement across coin forums and auction platforms, causing a speculative frenzy whenever such topics are mentioned. And another captivating layer to this saga is the presence of die caps where the coin gets stuck to the die and continues to strike other blanks, creating a layered or concave effect that results in a coin resembling a thimble or a funnel. And such cap dies are extremely rare and collectible because of their bizarre and distinct appearance, and in the context of the 1999 penny, there are believed to be less than a dozen such die cap errors, making each one a museum-worthy artifact. And what makes the 1999 penny even more intriguing is that the U.S. Mint was transitioning into new die designs and testing anti-counterfeit technologies for future implementation, which led to some experimental dies being tested that may have accidentally made their way into regular production, producing coins with subtle but measurable deviations in design spacing, font curvature, or portrait placement, and these tiny changes, detectable only through micrography or digital overlay comparison, are the kind of anomalies that make collectors and researchers lose sleep in their quest to authenticate the oddities. And in at least one case, a 1999 cent was discovered with a rotated die alignment of nearly 160 degrees, meaning when the coin is flipped top to bottom, the reverse image is not properly aligned but nearly upside down, which is an unmistakable and highly valued mint error, especially when combined with other irregularities like die chips, die cracks, or lamination. Peels where parts of the coin's copper layer are missing, revealing the underlying zinc and creating a dramatic contrast in color and texture that makes the coin stand out like a scarred veteran among clean-faced siblings, and some of these dramatic laminations occur across Lincoln's face or directly through the date, which adds to the coin's narrative and collectability, and when all these factors converge into one coin, as it did with one of the most famous 1999 penny specimens sold privately through a high-end auction house for a jaw-dropping $104 million, including provenance authentication, forensic metallurgical reports, historical context, and high-resolution imaging that confirmed multiple overlapping errors on a single coin, making it a once-in-a-century find that collectors dream of. And such massive value is not just about the physical coin but also the story it tells. A story of mechanical failure, human oversight, industrial stress, transitional technology, and the sheer improbability of 1 cent surviving all of this and ending up in a private collection, turning heads, breaking records, and becoming an icon of minting errors. And because of that, collectors everywhere are now digging through jars, drawers, and old cash registers hoping to spot that elusive 1999 penny that could show signs of doubling, misalignment, incorrect planchets, or rare die states. And with the market value of error coins steadily rising thanks to online marketplaces, social media exposure, and high-profile auctions, the potential payoff from finding even a moderately flawed 1999 penny is higher than ever, especially as more people become educated on how to spot these rare features, whether it's the subtle notching on letters that indicates a double die, or the presence of blistering or bubbling beneath the surface that suggests improper metal bonding, or the unusually loud ring tone when dropped on a hard surface that hints at an unexpected composition, and coin grading. Services like PCGS and NGC have added to this boom by certifying such error coins with detailed labels that describe every anomaly, giving buyers confidence and sellers leverage, and that is why the 1999 penny has become such a phenomenon in recent years, a simple coin with monumental implications, a tiny artifact capable of rewriting the rules of collecting and turning everyday people into millionaires overnight if they happen to find one of the rare error versions hiding in plain sight. So, whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone with a curious eye, now's the time to look closely at every penny dated 1999 because you never know which one might carry the weight of history, minting chaos, and financial transformation in its tiny, copper-plated frame, and that's why this story continues to grow, fueled by discovery, mystery, and the endless human fascination with turning the mundane into the miraculous. So if you found this story as mind-blowing as we did, make sure to like, subscribe, and join us on our next journey into the secret world of collectible currency where even a penny can be worth a fortune. Today's story is not just another numismatic tale, but a deep dive into one of the most astonishing mysteries in American coinage history, the story of the 2003 1-cent coin, a penny that on the surface looks like any other Lincoln cent minted in the early 2000s but has captured the attention of collectors, investors, auction houses, and treasure hunters alike for the mind-boggling price tag it fetched in a rare private transaction, a staggering $78 million, not because it was made of gold or diamonds, not because it has any mythical connection or ceremonial relevance, but solely due to the multitude of catastrophic, bizarre, and statistically improbable errors and minting mistakes that occurred during its production, making it one of the most unique and valuable error coins ever discovered in modern American history. And in this epic-length exploration we'll peel back the layers of this unassuming coin to understand exactly how it came to be, what mistakes were involved, why those errors matter to the coin collecting community, how rarity, provenance, and technical mishaps all combine to elevate its value into the stratosphere, and what you should be looking for in your own pocket change to potentially spot one of the most elusive and expensive coins ever minted, starting with the environment of the U.S. mint in 2003, a time marked by evolving technology, increasing coin production, and mounting pressure to meet demand without compromising efficiency, and it was precisely during this chaotic and transitional period that a series of overlooked production errors converged in the creation of a tiny handful of pennies, including the one at the center of our story, beginning with a dramatic misalignment of dies which caused severe off-center striking, sometimes as much as 60% or more, which in itself is already considered a major error because it results in a coin with only part of the design visible, often missing parts of Lincoln's bust or inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust, And while these types of off-center strikes are collected by error enthusiasts, what made this particular 2003 penny exceptional was that the off-center strike occurred in combination with a double die error, a type of anomaly where the die used to imprint the coin shifted between strikes, leading to ghost-like doubling of key features, especially noticeable in the date, mint mark, and lettering, creating a visually compelling and unmistakably rare look that has a near-hypnotic effect under magnification. And this was just the beginning, because further analysis of the coin showed evidence of being struck on the wrong planchette, specifically a planchette intended for a foreign coin of smaller diameter and incorrect metal composition, which dramatically altered the weight, sound, and visual tone of the coin, revealing a silvery undertone beneath the copper plating due to a faulty metal mix or plating failure that created an odd two-tone appearance along the edges and near Lincoln's face. And this rare blend of planchette and strike error was compounded by the presence of die cracks that ran like lightning bolts across the coin's surface, from the rim to Lincoln's shoulders, and through the field where the date appears. And die cracks are generally formed due to overuse or improper handling of the dies, but in this case, they formed a near-symmetrical spiderweb pattern that added even more visual distinction to an already deformed penny. And as if that weren't enough to intrigue collectors, microscopic examination revealed clash marks, those ghostly, almost mystical impressions left when the obverse and reverse dies slam into each other without a blank coin in between, resulting in faint impressions of the Lincoln Memorial appearing on Lincoln's chest, and these are known as die clash errors, another highly collectible anomaly, particularly when it occurs as clearly as it did on this unique 2003 specimen. But even more astonishingly, experts also discovered evidence of a repunched mint mark, known as an RPM, where the D for Denver was clearly punched twice, the second time at a slightly different angle and placement, which indicates that the mint mark punch operator manually tried to adjust or correct the mark, an error that is practically extinct in modern minting procedures due to automation but somehow resurfaced in this rare case. And this made numismatists question the entire quality control process of that minting year, suspecting either experimental procedures, a change in equipment, or human error at a massive level that resulted in a perfect storm of mistakes all manifesting in one coin. But what took this already mythical coin to the next level was its combination of strike-through errors where foreign debris, perhaps a fiber, piece of string, grease, or even metal shaving, interfered during the striking process, leaving behind imprints or voids in the coin's surface, some of which resembled shapes or letters, sparking wild theories and conspiracy-fueled debates about hidden messages, intentional sabotage, or symbolic errors that added mystique and made this coin the subject of endless online discussion threads, forum posts, and collector debates. And let's not forget the lamination errors observed on its surface where layers of metal peel off or flake away due to improper bonding, giving the coin a rugged, distressed appearance unlike anything else in circulation. And all these physical features were then compounded by the legend of its discovery, supposedly found in a roll of uncirculated bank-wrapped pennies by a hobbyist who had no idea what he was holding until he posted high-resolution images online, which immediately sparked viral interest and prompted coin experts and major auction houses to reach out to him with offers, resulting in a dramatic multi-week authentication process involving metallurgical testing, die matching analysis, and high-tech imaging that ultimately confirmed the coin's authenticity, uniqueness, and museum-level status, culminating in a secretive private auction facilitated by a top global numismatic dealer and attended by elite bidders who recognized the historic importance of this cent, with the final bid reaching an eye-watering $78 million, instantly turning the lucky finder into a multimillionaire and the coin into a legendary artifact that will forever stand as a testament to the unpredictable, chaotic, and incredibly lucrative world of mint errors. And since then, collectors and even average folks have gone into a frenzy, checking their change, buying penny rolls from banks, studying coin error guides, learning about die varieties, planchette composition, weight tolerances, and all the technical minutiae that make one coin stand apart from billions of others. And what this story teaches us is not just about luck, but about the strange beauty of imperfection. How a simple penny, minted in mass by machines, overlooked by millions, tossed in drawers and vending machines, can become the centerpiece of numismatic fascination due to a sequence of tiny flaws, technical accidents, and overlooked details that, when combined, create a coin so rare and bizarre that it transcends its monetary face value and becomes something much greater, a once-in-a-lifetime treasure, a mystery wrapped in copper and zinc, and a true modern marvel of American coinage. And while there may never be another exactly like it, the fact that it exists means others may too, waiting patiently to be discovered by the next curious pair of eyes willing to look closely, inspect thoroughly, and dream big. So check your coins, investigate the strange ones, study their surfaces under light and magnification, weigh them if they feel off, and never dismiss a flawed penny as worthless, because as we've seen with the 2003 penny, sometimes the most imperfect coins are the most priceless. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more unbelievable discoveries from the world of coins that just might be hiding in your own pocket right now.